when I'm shooting a horse just standing there, I can use aperture priority. And what that does is you're going to select how much of the image is in focus. And if you have a low aperture, just what you're focusing on is in focus and the background is going to be blurry. If you have a higher aperture, more of your background is going to be in focus. So that's something nice to select. That doesn't tend to be a very good setting to use if you're photographing a horse that's moving. Because what I like to do is I like to freeze the legs. I like to freeze the action. So what I want to do is set my camera on shutter priority. And that's usually called TV in a lot of these cameras. And I'll set it at a minimum of a 500th of a second for a walking and trotting horse. Now, if I'm getting a galloping horse, I'll put it on a 1,000th of a second. So that's going to be a fast shutter speed. So if you've been unhappy with your motion pictures because you find that they're kind of blurry, I bet that the shutter speed is at the root of it. So that's just a real basic thing to think about. Because a lot of cameras, you think, okay, put it on program, let the camera figure out what to do. Well, that's fine if your subject is standing still. You want to be eye level to your horse that you're shooting or lower. So that means with a big horse, you might just be standing here. But with a medium-sized horse, I'm going to get down a little or on my knees. And if you're shooting a foal or a mini, you may be on your belly. And if you have a horse that you want to emphasize that their size and make them look more impressive, the lower you get, the better. So looking down onto a horse is just not going to give you a good result. So this will make a huge difference in how your pictures look. I love horses in action, and I especially love horses running free. And if you're going to be taking pictures under saddle, the best thing that you can do is practice, practice, practice. So the more you can practice, the more you can see what the rhythm is like and how to get a good shot. So with the trot, you're going to want a couple of moments in the trot. You're not going to want the horse, on its forehand. You're going to want it 4 feet in the air if you can, and also in the canter. So in order for you to be able to get those shots, you need to practice with a lot of different types of horses. So a lower level dressage horse is probably not going to have as good a rhythm as a higher level dressage horse. And different breeds have different speeds. If you go and photograph a Western pleasure class, the horses are moving a lot slower than they would be in a class like a dressage class. So all horses are slightly different, so the more that you can practice, the better.